Are we ready to get into our review of Thunderbolts asterisk here?
Yes.
um, so yeah, that's what we're talking about this week. We found out what the asterisk was for. Um, uh, I'm not sure if I love the reason. I don't know if it's because of what they revealed during the movie or what they revealed after the movie is what the asterisk is for. I would assume what the end reveal is, but
The end
um,
credit, yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah. Uh, what do you think of this movie, Andrew? I'm curious.
Um, I thought it was a good return to kind of, I don't want to say classic Marvel formula, but the last good ones have been, ooh, fan service, ooh, nostalgia, ooh, this thing. You know what I mean? And those have been the good ones. And then the ones that try to have their own original story and whatnot kind of fall flat. No, nobody likes the main character type of thing. Um, they're not per se bad movies. They're just in that averagey realm where this one does. I don't want to say like an original story. It's still very. None of it's really like a secret. It's not like a mystery or anything. You know how the movie's gonna go, but it's done well. So it's kind of a back to form to, I guess, original Marvel. I don't know. Not
I
sure what I'm
think
trying to say with that.
I think also what you're getting at is I also think it's a contained story like the old Marvel like before the Avengers. They were more contained
Mm-hmm.
stories that is just about them. It doesn't feel like the whole world's at stake. It felt like just like a small contained story. It doesn't feel so big. And I like that. I like character driven stuff, and this was a character driven plot. Um, I thought all the acting in it was very good from everybody, like top to bottom. Um, uh, I mean, the the I mean, it's an ensemble movie, but I mean, there is a lead. I mean, Florence Pugh is the lead in this movie.
Yeah.
I like her as Black Widow more than Scarlett Johansson. Um, I never really liked Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Um, I like Scarlett Johansson outside of Black Widow, I think, as an actress, but I don't know. She never really clicked with me. I just think that people think she's like attractive and stuff and like
I
her in
mean,
a
I think that had something to do with it, but Scarlett Johansson didn't really lead her own movie until after it was pointless to have her lead her own movie.
yeah.
So I don't think she really got a good chance to shine as Black
Mm,
Widow. Whereas this one, we've seen Yelena, but it's always been a side thing. You know what I mean? She was in the TV show. She did a bunch of stuff, right? And this was kind of her time to shine, and I think she did a pretty good job. It's also a very relatable story to every, human on planet Earth. It's not goofy outer space multiverse gobbledygook. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's a very
Yeah.
based story. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her in it. I like Lewis Pullman. I've liked him some Bad Times at the El Royale. It's a very good movie, and he's really good in it. Um,
Who's
Bill.
he in this movie?
Well, he
Right.
is he's Sentry.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I know
he's
we
in
don't want to
Top.
spoil anything. I get it.
He's in Top Gun, and
Mm,
uh,
okay.
his name was Bob in Top Gun as well. Actually,
Yeah, there was a lot of dudes with shirts off in that movie. I don't remember all of them.
He's a really good
Tom
actor.
Cruise was in that movie, but I don't remember anybody else. Sorry.
Tom Cruise, Glenn Powell, Miles Teller, uh,
Yeah,
Monica
people.
Barbara. Who's in that one movie about Bob Dylan? Um, uh, anyway, whatever. We're talking about Thunderbolts. Lewis Pullman's a good actor. I liked him in this. I liked his character. I liked all the characters. I will say something about this movie is cheapened for me because of something else that Marvel has made, and that is heavy spoilers. So we'll get into that
Okay,
in spoilers.
sure.
But that's the only thing that really lessens this movie for me. This is other than Deadpool and Wolverine. I think this is my favorite Marvel movie that they've made since Spider Man.
You didn't like Deadpool?
I said other than Deadpool and Wolverine.
Uh, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think I agree with you too. I don't I don't think there's been like a really good Marvel film other than Deadpool and Spider-Man, but those are the two specific ones where they're just like nostalgia, fan service,
Yeah,
people, yeah. This is like a good movie because it's got a good plot and good character building.
I think it's the best made movie that isn't just fan service or nostalgia. Uh,
Yeah. I think I agree. At least if we're talking post Endgame. Yeah.
yeah, and that's 6 years almost.
Yeah, I know. I'm just reining in what we're talking about here because I
Yeah,
don't think
I
it's
mean,
better than
it's
stuff
better.
pre
It's
Endgame, but I
better
think it's good.
than yeah, it's better than. I mean, I think it's better than a lot of things. I like this more than a lot of stuff. I like this more than I like this more than the other two Spider-Man movies. I like it more than the Ant-Man, the first the yeah, all the Ant-Mans.
You like this
Uh
more than the Ant-Mans? Really?
yeah, I did like this movie. I like this movie a lot.
Hmm.
Um I like
Okay.
that it's just a like a well done story. I don't think any of the characters sucked. Um I mean like like they made like I like the dime store Captain America as they called him. I liked Ghost was a throwaway villain in the second Ant-Man. I liked her in this. I liked the chemistry was there. This reminded me of I thought this could go two ways. It could be a dog doo doo movie, or it could be like a Guardians. It's made by a guy who primarily did like TV and indie movies and stuff. With the guy who did Beef, who did this, and he made like indie movies. It's very James Gunn like, where he just makes can make something really well done. It's a ragtag group and you just have to have the chemistry to be there. And I thought the chemistry was there. Um, and and it doesn't need to have like a huge CGI battle. Um, so, and it worked for me on pretty much every level. Where I definitely would be interested to see this group again. And I thought when they uh, announced this movie, I was like, that's a problem. So
Mm.
um, Stephen Ewan was unavailable to make this movie. He did beef with this director and the writers and stuff. It's too bad because Stephen Ewan, I think, missed out on a good part. Um, so, but
I'm sure he'll get something else.
yeah,
It might
but I
not
do
be
like
as
this guy.
good, but yeah.
But I do like this guy. So who was Sentry? So um, I'm at like an 8.5.
Wow. Um, I'm definitely not at an 8.5. I'm probably more at like a 7. I think it was good. Um, yeah, I'm definitely not as high on it as you are, but I do think it's good. I think it is.
Right now, I put it into my ranking of MCU. It's there is now, I believe this is like the 36th film in the MCU.
Oh, I thought
Uh,
you were placing at 36. I was
no, no,
like,
no,
what?
no. This is like the 36th film or 35th film or something in the MCU. Right now, currently, it might change tomorrow. Right now, I have it at 10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm that high on it. I thought it was good though. It's definitely the best since Endgame, minus the two nostalgia bait ones. Yeah.
Um, I mean, like that. I mean, that's quite a few movies. Um,
What we're
I mean,
talking after Endgame? Yeah, Shang-Chi, Marvels, uh, Eternals, right?
yeah, Ant Man,
Ant-Man and
Doctor
Quantapupia.
Strange 2, Black Widow, Captain
Yeah, there's quite a few.
America, Black
Yeah.
Panther 2, Thor 4, uh, Guardians 3. Yeah. I mean, I think it's better than the Ant Man movies. I like more than Guardians 2 and 3. Yeah. Yeah, I better than the Marvels, better than every Iron Man but the first one. I mean,
Hmm.
it's better than all the Thor movies. I think
Hmm.
better than the Hulk.
I don't know. I don't think it's better than you don't. I don't want to really get into this conversation. We'll be here forever. Um, I get your point. We could get down to the bottom of this, but do you want to go into spoilers and talk about the movie?
I do you have any more general thoughts before we get into spoilers?
Um, I don't think I'm super sold on the team like you are. I don't think they did a bad job. I just feel like Yelena's the star, and I liked the dad. And other than Bucky, the other two, I'm not sold on. They were there. I'll give them that. And they did have some funny lines. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just not super sold on their whole team. Like, like on Guardians, I liked every single one, right? I liked all of them. I'm not totally sold on the full team, but I am sold on those three.
I think also um, I like that they felt realistic, like people. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't do just like things to continue the plot along or whatever. I feel like everyone made sense, and I like the dynamics between Red Guardian. He like loves the Winter Soldier, right? And he's like pumped that he gets to work with him and stuff. Uh, and I just think like the scenes where they're talking to each other, I like their interactions, and they just seemed it just was well written, well
Yeah,
acted. It looked good. The
I think
action
it was
scenes were
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just not a lot that really takes it down for me on my
I
enjoyment
think a
level.
7 is basically good. You're like in great territory. I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, it might be like an 8. I don't know. I'm in the middle. I haven't seen it more. I've only seen it once. Um, I'd probably be willing to see the movie again. All right, I'd be willing to see. Not probably. I would be willing to see the movie again.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah. Um, so we can get into spoilers here. Oh, before we get into spoilers, this movie was also darker than normal, which I also liked. That there's some dark moments in this movie.
I
Um,
guess. I'm not. I guess y'all tell me in spoilers what these super dark parts are, but yeah.
Okay, well, we
I
could talk
kind of
about it.
see you. I kind of see you on, at least compared to some of the other Marvel movies where, they literally have a bunch of kids get superpowers and fight the bad guy off. So yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, we can get
Yeah.
spoilers.
And I feel like the Marvel now more recently has been worried about getting darker. And don't get me wrong, I don't love dark stuff. I actually am quite the opposite. I usually like only upbeat stuff. But I think when it's done correctly and nuanced and not beat you over the head with it or edgy to be edgy sake is when
Hmm.
it works well. And that does that in this movie. Um, like with Guardians 3, I had to see animals getting tortured over and over and over and over and being sad, 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 sad. And I got tired of it really fast. I don't need that. But with this movie, I think it was properly. I didn't need to. It was touched upon. It's alluded to. I didn't need it hammered into my head. Um, and it's funny because that's what I akin this movie kind of to is a Guardians, or like a Suicide Squad that James Gunn did as well. So
I think this is way better than Suicide Squad.
the Suicide Squad, yeah, I agree.
Any of them, I think they're all not good. So
I thought the Suicide Squad was pretty decent, but yeah, I definitely think this is better than that.
you're saying the Suicide Squad? Like I know the difference between the two.
The Suicide Squad is the one that James Gunn did, and Suicide Squad is the one with Will Smith.
Okay, yeah. The one that James Gunn didn't do is really bad, and the one that James Gunn did do is like all right.
Yeah, okay. I know you're not like a huge fan, and I
Okay,
totally understand.
that's fair. Yeah,
Um, I mean, James Gunn has a style, and when he doesn't, you know, try to make it for everybody, his style is very you like it or
yeah,
you don't, and I get
yeah.
it. Um, I'm not a whatever. I don't want to
Spoilers.
talk about that. Let's talk about. I was trying to get into spoilers anyway. I mean, there's a moment that they show more than once where like a teenage girl gets killed or whatever. Um, when they go back into her memories or whatever.
Yeah, a few times. Kind of
That's
like animal torture in your Galaxies 3, but
yeah, but it's not shown the whole time. It's not. It's like
okay. Yeah.
you're hearing things in the background or things are happening, but it's not like here's
I see
sad
what you're saying.
animals.
I agree with you. It's not as bad, yes.
I don't like
But
things
it's
ham twisted.
similar.
I
I
like
get what you're
nuance.
saying. You want nuance, you want good execution of it. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, uh, uh, yeah. I like things people trusting their audience to get it instead of having to shove it down their throats. Um, I liked. Oh, and then the girl, the void, making that little girl disappear after he saves her. That was dark. And we didn't know that she was like, "Oh, everything's okay. We moved on."
I guess. I mean, I didn't think any of those people were dead. Even the little girl. I was like, oh, they just did in a little girl. I knew they weren't going to do that. So I knew
Yeah,
she wasn't dead. And the fact that he was just like, I'm going to aim this little girl down right in the forehead, right next to our main character who just gets
mm.
to jog casually away.
Well, I
I
thought
just
he
thought
was.
that was it.
I actually thought he could die because he seemed like a character that they kept kind of like. He
Yeah,
was like,
I think he's a fan favorite, but yeah, I don't. When it comes to an Avengers movie, he might not be safe. Um,
but I mean, in this one, you weren't sure. I mean, other people could. I mean, they literally shoot Taskmaster in the face.
that's a throwaway character, but yeah, I see it. I guess she had somewhat of a plot, so minor in a different movie, but yeah, they all kind of did.
I
But
mean, Ghost was, like I said, a throwaway villain in an Ant Man movie. I mean, she could have died, you know.
I would have been
But
okay with that.
I'm just saying there's people could have died in this movie. That's what I'm saying. It's
I guess.
possible. He's not like
Yes, Taskmaster, that she had literally one line in the entire movie, like the little girl died. Yes.
in this movie. Yeah, she did. But I'm just
Yes.
saying. I'm just saying it was possible that they could have died. Other people could have died.
Okay.
Whatever. It was so quick. Whatever.
Okay. We're watching Marvel movies, Daniel. This isn't like The Boys or something.
You're just being stupid. It's okay. I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
Whatever. Um,
The girl turning into a shadow is real deeply dark.
didn't say that. That was dark. You can't act like that isn't freaking dark. But whatever. So stupid. I don't know what my next thought was. My train has been derailed.
I mean, I think you were just going over dark parts of the movie.
I was talking
That
about
was like a
spoilers.
body
There's
for it.
spoilers to the movie.
Yeah, spoilers.
Um. Oh, okay. So it was interesting. Like, right, Captain America. Steve Rogers takes the serum. He becomes Captain America. What if somebody who basically was like schizophrenic or had multiple personalities or manic took a serum that gave them powers? Um,
Hmm.
uh, you know, and then you got Sentry and the Void as well. I thought Lewis Pullman did a good job. He was sympathetic as Bob. He looked good as Sentry. He did a good job as the Void as well. Um, I thought that character was interesting. Um, I will say the effect was lessened for me of the ending with them, him going through his memories or whatever and seeing everything because they basically did this exact story in Moon Knight. Like
True.
almost exactly. Yeah, like he's reliving it and he doesn't want to deal with it or whatever. I thought that episode of Moon Knight is amazing, but also Oscar Isaac is a great actor and pulled it off so well. So I already saw it, very well done already, and it's pretty much exactly the same thing in this.
Yeah.
Um,
I just don't think many people even watched that show. So to a lot
right.
of people, that's a new thing, right?
Yeah, but I still like it. I still think this movie is well done. I just think that that's honestly the only real thing that kind of brings it down for me, because I feel like I had already seen it. Um, so,
That's the part you felt like you already seen. I mean, I just thought this was like Guardians 2.0. That's pretty much what I was thinking.
well, I like Guardians, so I give it a pass, I guess. I mean, I like Guardians, and I
Yeah.
thought this could be
I
like a
mean, I don't
Guardians.
even. I'm fine with getting the same stuff. I don't think the superhero genre has like this full range of different types of superheroes. They're all kind of the same. They have powers, they need to use them wisely and save people. That's all a superhero needs. It's more the
Um,
villains that make the movies interesting.
that's true. I also think something else that detracts from it is they're in New York again. Where are
Yeah,
these
but
other heroes? No Spider Man, no
Avengers are
Daredevil.
over, dismantled. Nobody superheroes anymore. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, why wouldn't Spider Man show up or Daredevil show up or other
They
New
forgot
York?
about him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't
was
even
some.
that. It wasn't even like that big of a threat. Like it was, but like nobody would have known about it that quickly to respond. That would be
I
my.
mean, the no Spidey senses tingling. I guess.
What's Spidey sense is gonna tingle against black mist? What is he gonna do? Spin
That's good.
kick some mist?
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know. Good question.
Maybe he
But
did go to help and he just got swallowed like the rest.
turned into
Spider
bull.
Man couldn't
Yeah,
have done anything at that point.
he's just rewatching Aunt May dying like over and over again. Um,
Pretty
I see what
much.
you mean. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's he's swinging and then he just like goes. Poof. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I definitely like Sentry, and that scene where he's kicking everyone's bootay was pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
I liked the sequence where they're all trapped in like that bunker, and then they like go up the elevator and stuff. I like that whole sequence, and them
Yeah.
working
I
together,
thought
and
I
then
thought
them
this
getting
movie
out.
was really funny. I didn't I did like the one action scene that you mentioned with Sentry. But other than that, it was all just like funny jokes, haha, kind of action, like the limo scene. No, I didn't think any of it was particularly. But I honestly, when it comes down to Marvel movies, they've just been going funny, haha, than action at this point. So I'm just kind of used to it. But I don't think that if there was like a lot of good action, I definitely would have liked it a lot more. But yeah, I think it's mostly funny, haha, and it worked for me.
Yeah, it's funny, haha, and then it's like also a movie about depression. So it's kind of interesting how this movie
Yeah,
goes.
that's true.
Um,
Yeah, it
I just
definitely
think this
it
the
made
balance was
Sentry a
good.
very compelling character to watch and see how it
Yeah,
unfolded.
yeah,
It
and
had a good villain that's not even really a villain.
he's
That's what I
very
would say.
sympathetic as Bob, and then was good as Sentry, and then yeah, this stuff, and yeah, I mean, I like. I don't need to talk about every scene. I think it's just go see it and enjoy the scenes. I think all the character moments. There's stuff between Yelena and Red Guardian, and honestly, even Bucky and Sentry and Yelena. I even the stuff with like a John Walker. Um what's her name? Julia Louis Dreyfus's character. You got some backstory on her. Like she's not even like the most interesting character, but I think she played her well. Um, him dry cleaning, Bucky dry cleaning his arm, or what's it? Putting it in the dishwasher.
Washing
I mean,
machine, yeah, or dishwasher,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, and I'll be excited to see Sentry again when him being powerful again. Like, he's basically Marvel's Superman, and even has an S.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and they'll have to come up with really dumb scenarios to keep him out of specific fights because he would just destroy certain fights.
right,
He'll have to be sidelined a whole bunch, just like
yep,
Doctor Strange was in a lot of the stuff.
yeah, and yeah, the asterisk. Well, we're not sure. That it was the name of her like junior soccer team there or whatever. Um,
Yep,
and then um,
endorsed by Shane or something was the joke.
hmm hmm um, yeah. So and then near the end we get the reveal that it's the new Avengers there. She lures them into a press conference where she announces them as the new Avengers. Um, um, what did you think of that? I thought it was interesting.
Um, I don't like it at
Don't
all,
like it.
really. No, I don't like. And then they're like, Captain America said you're trademarking it. It's just, I didn't like the Captain America movie. I don't think any of them deserve to be Avengers yet. I think they would have to prove themselves in an Avengers movie. But, um, yeah. It just seems like, you know, it's just Avengers bait. Go see Avengers, basically, right? Which is fine.
I don't. Here's the thing. Yeah, so it's they did what the MC used to do, which is one movie directly, the end credit scene directly, you know,
Hmm.
um, alludes to the next movie, which is Fantastic Four, right? Um, and but also it does set up the Avengers. I actually think that was a good end credit scene. Um, and
I'm not saying the end credit scene was bad. I don't like how they're like, we're the new Avengers. I don't like that. No.
well, they're not the new event. I mean, they it says they're the new Avengers, but they're the Dark Avengers or whatever. Um, that from the comics, and yeah, um, I I don't know. I like it. But I like I said, I liked this team, and I'm surprised that I did. I think I had low expectations. Um, so
Yeah, that
I guess
probably
maybe the
helped. I'm sure that
but
helped.
well, that's how I felt with Guardians. I had low expectations. I remember watching the trailers, didn't think they looked good, and then I liked the movie. So
Yeah, but I think you you say you have low expectations for Guardians 3, but that doesn't mean you don't love Guardians going into the movie. Like you still wanted that movie to be good, even though you
no, the
thought it
first
was going
one,
to be bad.
the first one.
The first one, you didn't have any expectations, but
I
like
had
the
low
third
expectations.
one,
I thought the trailer for Guardians was bad.
mhm,
So I had
okay.
low expectations going into, and that was a movie. Now, in hindsight, blah blah blah. But when before, no one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was. Nobody. That's a deep cut comics line.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were like, oh, this could be like a big miss for them. And so I had low to no expectations, and that highly exceeded my expectations. And that's how I kind of felt with this. It was like these are like side character nobodies, whatever, rejects, and I liked this movie a lot. So I think it exceeded my expectations.
I hear you. I think this is another almost like an Andor situation. Dark tunnel, ain't nothing been good. And this is good, but it's not great. And people are going to like it more because it's just been a dark tunnel, man. And we needed some
Hmm.
light. That's
I,
what I
I,
think.
I think this movie is better than you give it credit for. That would give it credit for, but I could see why you might feel that way. Um, yeah. So they the end credits. They're the new Avengers, and jokey joke, and then the Fantastic Four ship shows up. Um, I mean, we knew the
Mhm.
Fantastic Four were coming, so I didn't really care.
Very soon.
Um, very
Yeah.
very soon, in a couple months. I this that Fantastic Four theme is now growing on me, but that's just because I've heard it about a billion times at this point. I
Mm.
saw Thunderbolts in IMAX, and when they have a countdown for IMAX before every IMAX showing, and they like made it Fantastic Four themed or whatever, and they have that theme, the Fantastic Four theme, go off, and I was
I'm
like,
gonna be honest. I don't even remember the Fantastic Four theme. Maybe
it's
I
in
just
all.
haven't seen it
If
enough.
you've seen the
I don't.
trailers,
I don't
you
tune
know,
in for the trailers beforehand. I get there when the movie starts. So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
they've played that Fantastic Four trailer before, like any action movie or whatever. I've seen that Fantastic Four trailer, and that song is in the trailer every time.
yeah.
So yeah, but so I've heard it a lot, and they play the theme again at the end of this movie when this the thing comes up. So
Yeah.
God, I hope Fantastic Four doesn't suck because they're really pumping it. I mean, they're pumping it a lot, so hopefully that means they have some faith that the movie's not shit. Yeah,
Well,
you know,
we'll see.
because I don't think they'd be pumping it this hard if they thought the movie was bad. Usually, when the movie isn't great, they kind of
I
hide
don't
it.
know. They
I feel
pumped
like
the last Captain America. That was nothing to just write home about.
I don't think they pumped it as much as you think they did. Like they,
Okay.
I don't
I mean,
think
I
so.
guess there was no end credit scene alluding to it, but yeah,
Right. Um,
I just think that's bad on their part. I don't think
they're
that's.
doing a lot of marketing for this movie. Like they're even now doing the thing where they're showing the new Avengers thing. Um, like there was a billboard where they ripped off the Thunderbolts that it says the new Avengers. Like they're pumping this movie because they think it's good. They weren't doing that for
Okay.
Captain America. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's
I
different.
hear what you're saying. I just think they want people to see their movies. I don't think they're sitting on like some gold mine of a movie. I'll be the first one to admit if the Fantastic Four movie is super great, I'll come on here. Oh, it's an 8, it's a 9. I'll say that. But I'm telling you from those trailers, I don't think this is an 8 or a 9
Yeah. No, I agree. Um, cool. Well, we'll be back in a couple months with another
movie.
Marvel review here.
One more thing. Do you have any numbers for this movie? Because I wasn't this one you picked for your
Yeah. So
for the
it's not
old.
great. It's not bad. You know, it made $175 million worldwide this weekend. Like it's not a horrible number, but for Marvel, it's not spectacular either. Um, it's like
I
one of the
thought it might
worst.
be making like gangbusters. I thought it might because I couldn't see it anywhere, but I just think that's a
Now,
normal thing
so
here.
here's the thing. Yeah, it's usually front loaded. Now, the word of mouth on this movie is very good. So I'm
So there
hoping
might
it
not
can
be that big of a drop off.
drop off.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm hoping it
Yeah.
can do like a Sinners, where it's Sinners is still running. It had another good drop. So I'm hoping that it the
What comes
word of
out
mouth.
next week? Do you know?
What
Off
comes
the top
out
of your
next
head?
week? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's
And then yeah,
Mother's Day
probably do
weekend,
good.
and there's nothing coming out.
Yeah, probably do good then.
That fight or flight or whatever. I was like, there's like really nothing. So yeah, I'm hoping it just has it just continues to have good weekends. It's pretty much clear skies until that Memorial Day weekend with Mission Possible and Lilo and Stitch. So I'm hoping it just
Oh,
does. It can have like a just a good run, but it's not tracking to do that well. I mean, it could be along the lines of like Captain America, which isn't great. I'm hoping for like 500 instead of like 400. I'm hoping for like a 500, 600, something like that. Um,
you remember what your pick was on that one?
Thunderbolts was my fourth pick because I picked my first pick was Jurassic, and then I picked Superman, and then I picked Mission Impossible. So back to what we were talking about. I would say see it in the theater. I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, this would have been one of the few movies I ever saw before I started reviewing movies. So I think so. Yeah. If you like
Yeah,
superhero movies, go see it. You've probably already seen it anyways. So
yeah. I think it's a good movie. I like it. And a good one from a while that I've seen. Um, and there's a lot of superhero stuff out there. Honestly, some of it, like you know, where they're like they go back to where he was getting tested on. That reminded me of when that thing in The Boys where he goes back to where he was tested on or whatever. That's reminded me of that. Uh,
okay. Yeah.
so yeah, kind of dark stuff there.
God, this movie wasn't dark, Daniel.
It
Jeez.
was dark, Andrew. It's literally about depression. Anyway,
It was dark because the city got real dark from all the
Yeah,
black.
just hearing his mom getting beaten in the background. Not dark at
So
all.
dark.
I'm
But if
ready.
they show it, that's too far.
I agree.
All right. I think that wraps up our episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show. Thank you for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thank you and enjoy.